Alright guys, so just thought I'd have a rundown of what I carry on the bike when I go on camping. And this I've just taken straight off the bike, and as you can see I've got 5 bags, 2 pannier bags, a duffel, tank bag and a water bag. So I'll just push these out of the way and we'll give it a start. Okay, so first of all it's just a 4 litre MSR Dromedary water bag. Just straps on in front of the duffel, pretty much on the pillion seat when I travel. It's 4 litre capacity, it's got different size nozzles. Yeah, been very robust. I've probably had it for 15 years, done thousands of k's of trips, and yeah, haven't been able to break it yet, so works really well. Right, next up I've got my Duristan 2S tank bag, waterproof bag, which I really like. I've modified it slightly in that I've just run a power cable up through the gusset in here, which allows it to stay waterproof unless I'm going to dunk it in the river, and get power inside it. So in here I've got my little electronics ditty bag, fairly simple. It's got cables all wrapped up, my Zebralight head torch, which is also a torch, and some rechargeable AA batteries. Zebralight runs on AAs, and sometimes I also take my little Garmin GPS which runs on AA batteries, so it's just an easy way to keep everything charged up. I've got my cold weather riding gloves, keep them nice and close, and I've also got my Garmin Zumo, which normally sits on the bike, but when I take the bags off I generally take it off with it. There's not much else in here. A lighter, some silica gel so if any moisture gets in there it stays out. Got these little electronic crimp connectors just in case something goes bad I need to fix something. A little sappy bag. This is where the power comes in, so it's just an on-off switch, and I've got 2 cables coming out. One's for my iPhone, which will sit on the handlebars, and the other one's cable runs up into this pocket here, which holds my AA battery charger and my battery bank. So it's just a 10,000 milliamp with a Qi wireless charger on the top, and while I'm riding I can charge it, and also plug the AA battery charger in so the AA batteries are charging while I ride. Excuse me. And that is basically, apart from I generally carry probably muesli bar, some snacks, excuse me, that's what I carry in my tank bag. Alright, next up we've got duffel. This is generally the first thing that I get off the bike when I pull up to camp at night, so it's got all my basic camp stuff in it, as you can see here. So first things first, most important, TP. Never go without it. Here I've got some of my personals, so just in another dry bag as well. I've got Kindle. You always end up with a spare bit of downtime when you're out in the bush by yourself. Prescription glasses case. Small tin, that's just a gift from my daughter, which I like to travel around. Some Yamazaki 12-year-old single malt, keep me warm. My toothbrush. My good friend Winston, he's my travelling companion. And just some KFC wipes, aqua tabs, and some paracetamol, aspirin, whatever you want, just light pain relief. Alright, so that just carries in my personals bag. just have a mesh bag, put my dirty clothes in, an old buff when you have some early starts, or if you're out in the desert it gets cold at night, an early start, so just like to throw that on. Beanie. In here I've got a dry bag, just my clothes. I've got nylon walking shorts, long nylon walking pants, a couple of t-shirts, a couple of pairs of socks and a couple of pairs of undies, and generally that's all I carry. I also carry a Tessellate towel. I don't like the microfiber towels, and this one's made out of, I don't know what it's made out of, but it soaks up moisture really well, packs down nice and small. It's a proper towel size, and it dries really quick, and I use that for all kinds of things. Use it as a dish towel, dry myself, as a blanket if it's really cold, and I also like to stuff that into my tent bag with my fleece to create a pillow when I sleep at night. Helinox Chair 1, pretty standard, everyone carries one. Got a Survive Outside Longer first aid and survival kit. Usually this lives on my left side pannier bag, so it's a lot quicker and easier to get to, and it's just got basic survival stuff and basic medical kit, which I've just bumped up with more aqua tabs for water and some more trauma bandages and some heavy duty stuff, because when you come off a bike you generally don't need a band-aid, you need some serious bandages. Little Nature Hike inflatable mattress. I've probably slept on this one about 50 times so far. It's had 2 holes, which it comes with a repair kit and I've been able to fix. Really cheap, it's only about 25 bucks. Yeah, and so far it's working for me. Little Equip down sleeping bag. Packs down nice and small when I want it to, but I just leave it fairly loose like this when I travel. Yeah, down sleeping bag, packs down small, really light, and it's got a great warmth ratio. Now, this dry bag's my tent. Once again, it's a Nature Hike something or other. It's a copy of the MSR Hubba Hubba, but it's only about 1/3 of the price, so obviously not the build quality, but I'm not too rough on my gear, and yeah, works for me. So there's the poles and pegs for the tent. And what else? Oh, yep, out in the desert, if it does get below freezing, I throw this inside the sleeping bag as well. Just really helps to keep you warm at night. I've got a rubbish bag, some paracord, about 5 metres, just so I can whip up a clothesline or wherever I want, and then there's just the strap for attaching to the duffel. If I've got to camp a fair way away from the bike, it makes it easier to carry the duffel around. Alright, and that's basically my camp. So it's the first thing that comes off the bike generally when I go and stop. And I can set up the camp really quick and easy. And it just lives in here. Alright, so next up I'll go on to the left side. Pannier. I use it on the left side because we drive in Australia on the left hand side of the road, and so that side's always closer to the gutter when we pull up. Is it Andy Straps panniers, bags, don't know what they're called. I've cut off a few of the ancillary straps that I don't really need, and replaced the bottom retaining strap with this hockey. I just find it works better for me and it's quicker and easier to get it on and off the bike. It's got a couple of little pockets. This back one here, I carry butane gas canister, the stove, and in the front I carry my just a Rigid Edge. That one's an old Coke bottle, but I generally don't carry a specific water bottle. I'll just buy a bottle of water, and if I can, I'll always buy one with these nozzles. As soon as it's out, it gets covered in dust and dirt. Just having the cap keeps it cleaner. It's basically a disposable item, so I don't worry about it too much, and I don't get to have a cry if I lose it or accidentally leave it at camp. Alright, so inside, here's my fleece. I generally ride with a RST adventure suit, but as you'll see in the other side, I don't carry either the thermal liner or the rain liner. I don't carry the rain liner because it goes inside the suit, so if you're riding and it starts to rain, it means your whole suit gets wet. I've got, you'll see, overalls that cover the whole suit, and it's quick and easy to put on. So the thermal liner I don't put in as well, basically because for the same reason. If I'm using the thermal liner at camp, it means if I take off my outer riding layer, I've taken off all my thermal gear, so I've just got a windproof fleece that I carry with me, and if it's cold I wear that on the inside, and it also gives me something to wear around if we go into a pub or, you know, a cafe, something that's a bit more casual and I don't end up looking like a robo trooper walking around in my riding gear. What else? I've got my tucker bag, so it's just an old dry bag that's got holes in it, so I'm not too worried about this one staying completely clean. Normally travel with my AeroPress, which I've taken out to make a coffee, but in there I carry my coffee, milk powder, sugar, and just once again just another disposable little container bottle that I pick up that I can mix up my milk. And then I just carry a little bit of tucker, just couscous packets, soup, peanut M&Ms, continental meal kits, and in here I just have some tea bags and miso soup. Generally I'll go and buy every day or so at the nearest shop, you know, apples, oranges and some hard fruit that can carry and travel well. Same as carrots, they tend to travel quite well. And yeah, little snacks like, you know, muesli bars, trail mix, whatnot. But I haven't got any in there at the moment. Alright, the only other thing that's in here is my trusty old Trangia. Weighs a lot, takes up a lot of space, but I've had it for about 30 years and I haven't broken it yet. So it travels in this little bag that I've made so it doesn't rattle around in the pannier, makes a lot of noise. And so it's basically, it's the old duo cell, so it's lined with stainless steel, so it's a little bit tougher than the aluminium. So we've got the strainer, the pot lid, once again another little bag, everything in here just so it doesn't rattle around, shake loose. Titanium spork, pot holder, the gas burner, the adapter so it can plug onto the butane canisters instead of having to carry the camping canisters, and a lighter. I only carry the one pot instead of both, and just under here there's another little dishcloth that, as you can see, it's all grey from all the aluminium rubbing off and rattling around, so that's why it's in there. And that is basically my kitchen. That all fits into the left hand side pannier, and usually I leave my first aid kit there so it's on the left hand side so it's easy to get. You notice that I've also, one more thing, my MSR water filter. So this is just a gravity fed water filter, so I don't have to sit around pumping down by the creek. So what you can do, you just fill up the bag, plug in the water filter into the bag and just hang the bag from a tree or off the bike, and then just let gravity do the work, and this nozzle screws straight onto my water bladder, so it's a nice simple operation, and I just can set it up, walk away and come back and get the water when it's finished. So that works really well for me. It's nice and simple, very few, well basically no moving parts, so not much to break. stuff's in there. And yeah, so you can see in there I've just found a couple of diesel plastic jerry cans while I've been out on the road, and I've just cut those down. Tends to hold the shape for the pannier bag really easily, and makes it a lot easier to see stuff when you're packing and unpacking. Now that's basically the left hand side pannier. Alright, so now we'll go on to the right hand side pannier, and this side I carry generally all my bike bits. Okay, so this is all the stuff that I carry when I'm out riding. This front pocket, or it's generally the back pocket, I carry an extra butane canister for my stove. Haven't got one in there at the moment because I'm not going riding. This front one I've got a bit of Yamaha chain lube and some Bushman insect repellent. Now, inside, first thing off the back is my wet weather suit. So this just lives in an old sleeping bag, and it's just a BMW riding suit. So works well, keeps you dry, goes on the outside of everything, so I don't get any moisture on my actual riding suit or inside, so that everything in my pockets of my riding suit and stuff stays dry. And I just find it's a lot easier to use than just the interior liners, and it's high vis, so in the rain it's easy to see me. So that lives in the right hand pannier. Next up I have two tubes, so I've got front and a rear, and I've got them cryovac. It squeezes them down smaller because you've taken out all the air, and also makes it easier if I'm travelling and I notice that one of the bags has got air in it, I can see and actually test out the tube and blow it up to make sure it hasn't got a hole before I go and put it on the rim, bolt the rim back on, blow it up and find out that it doesn't work. So just makes it easier. Got my basic tool roll, nothing flash, just everything I need to work on my bike. A little hand pump. I don't use an electric pump on the bike. I've been riding with a mate and he has an electric pump. By the time we changed his tyre and pumped it back up, the battery was flat and he couldn't start his bike, so I just use a manual pump. But it also takes little CO2 canisters, so that makes life a lot easier. A couple of little Velcro straps in case I need to strap anything down. At the very bottom, I've got odds and sods, so if I'm out by myself I like to carry a few more spares. So I've got in here is a patch kit and CO2 canisters for the pump, so it saves a lot of time pumping up manually. Spare clutch cable. We've got just fixings, lots of different washers, fixings, nuts, bolts, whatever. We've got clutch lever and a brake lever. I've got some iron tie levers as well as a third lever with the wheel nut size in the standard tool roll. Large zippy ties, small zippy ties. In the rest of the bag here, we've got just some loose zippy ties and also the strap for my tank bag if I ever want to top it off and go for a stroll. And that is everything that I carry on the bike. The only other things I do carry is on myself. I always carry my e-plurb in one of the pockets of my suit. I carry Fisherman's Friends. They're just a nice hint that really keeps my mouth occupied. Carry an extra lighter and my pocket knife in my suit, as well as basically my wallet. And that is everything that I take when I'm out on the bike by myself. Oops, knocked the camera off. So that's basically everything I carry on my bike, and I can pretty much go for a very long time. And apart from replenishing food, water, and then once every 10,000 k's being able to service the bike, I can pretty much go indefinitely with what I've got there. Cheers.